All right, welcome back to another Grand Cross video. So, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I kind of want to make like a guide for each of the color types. Now, I know I'm starting in the middle with green, right? I'm doing green first, but I find that greens probably right now are underperforming. Like, I'll just be completely honest with you. I kind of feel like they are under the radar a little bit. So I thought I'd make this little guide for everybody, just in case you don't know what to do with your green units or who you should work on and stuff like that. So pretty much I have every green unit in the game. I'm not missing a single green unit, because I do have these two, but they're not worked on, obviously. But I have every single green unit in the game. Now, when talking about units, there's, two modes, or basically two types of gameplays that you want to focus on, and it's PvP and PvE. If you focus more on PvP, there's not too many green units right now in the meta that are good. Let's be real. There's really no green units that are good in this meta with Bond, right? With Bond running around, green units are not safe. Maybe Merlin is the most safe out of everybody because she can't get one-shotted, right? She can't just get absolutely obliterated because of her passive. She can only take 40% of, of her own max HPS damage. So that's really, really good. So she can't just get obliterated. So that's, that's where she has the advantage over pretty much every other green unit in the game. Now, if you're focusing more so on PvE, I would actually say Jericho, Green Gother. Obviously, Green Gother is a must. You pretty much should work on him no matter what. But Green Jericho, Green Gother, and Liz, I would honestly say these three, probably out of all of them right now, are probably the most important. Now, you could argue back and say Assault Melee is more important than Liz, and I wouldn't disagree. However, Assault Meliodas, really, let's be honest, he's not really used as much as you might think, because in PvP you can't use him. PvE, there are other options you could use. If you want a solo final boss, I mean, yeah, you could use him for that, but you're not using him in Belmoth. You're not using him in Grey Demon. You're not using him in those types of content. But maybe like Tower Trials, I guess, but this is the last season for the old Tower Trials, and then it's gone. That's it, right? And that's pretty much it. You're only using him really the solo final boss, maybe story mode and stuff like that. But I would argue that this team right here, Liz, Gother, and Jericho, are pretty damn important right now with green units. So I would argue that you could work on them, really prioritize them. You really could prioritize them. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, what about Green Escanor? Green Escanor is good, right? He is good. He is good. He isn't a domino anymore, right? He's not like, oh my god, he's still the best unit in the game. Not even close. It's not even like, he's not even close, but he's still good. He is still good. He does really good damage. He removes buffs, he ignites, he's good. He's good. Still has, I think, the strongest single target ultimate in the game. The multiplier is just, it's insane. So it's still the strongest, right? His passive is still very good because he can't be debuffed when he's max ultimate move gauge. He can't be buffed either, but balancing, I guess, back then, it would have been broken if he couldn't be debuffed, but he still had buffs. Nowadays it doesn't matter, but you could work on him. You could actually work on him. Hendrickson is, I mean, for farming, I guess, yeah, but if you don't have Shin, you don't really, I guess, need him, but he's alright. He's alright. You don't need to work on Gloxinia. Green Droll, you should work on him. Green Droll is still pretty decent for like training cave and stuff like that. You could use him in different teams, so you could work on him, but I wouldn't prioritize him or anything like that. So you don't really need to prioritize Green Droll. Absolutely not. If you have Green Aaron, absolutely not. Roxy, you could if you really wanted to. Frauderin and Death Pierce, no. Valentine, no. Green Elizabeth and Hawk can be useful because of their passive, but that's about it. So if you need them for for their passive, I guess you could, but you don't need them like level 80 4-star awakened like I have them. Really, to be honest, you don't need them. Let's see. Arthur, yes, definitely. Arthur is a really good green unit in the game. He's a really green unit, good green unit. Green Demon Melee, if you have him, you can, but I wouldn't say like he's absolutely necessary or anything like that. But Green Arthur is a good unit. Like he's good. He's good. That's it. He's good. This is like his passive is what the new Margrasil buff is. So if that's not enough to get you to work on him, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. A very strong AoE, by the way. It doesn't have an extra attack effect, but it's just very good base damage. Like very good. He's a good unit. He is a good unit. Work on him. Just work on him, please. Let's see. I'm not really seeing anyone else. I mean, Green Skinny King, maybe? You could, because he's still decent for a Gray Demon. Like he is still decent for a Gray Demon, right? But if you have Merlin, I guess you don't really need him. You really just you don't, because Merlin is a Merlin is good for that. Like she's really good for a Gray Demon. It's insane, right? It's actually insane. There's a couple of units you want to use for like reverse stages, like these three right here. You could work on them just for that sole reason, but otherwise I don't really think you necessarily need them. Gale Thunder, out of all those three I just mentioned, he's definitely more important than that Green Hendrickson and Hugo because of this. You use this in PvP, it's good. Like that's all I'm saying. It's really strong. Until we get someone who replaces that Green Gil's passive, I mean that Green Gil's passive is still just insane, right? Just very strong. Let's see. Green Fighter Diane's good. Green Fighter Diane is good. I would say work on her. Green Derriere is good as well. She is, she can be used with a tactic in Belmoth, which I might test out. I don't really know for sure yet, because I do like, I like the Jericho, Liz, and Gulther method. I'm not really sure about the method with Derriere, Zanari. I believe it's Liz. I'm not sure if I like that tactic too much, but she's good for that tactic if you really want to use her. I got her 3 out of 6, but otherwise I don't really think you'll get much use out of that Green Derriere. Yeah, she's okay. She's okay. I wouldn't prioritize her though. Definitely not Monspeed. Wouldn't prioritize him because again, these green units they cannot compete with Bond. I'm just being honest. They just can't. There's nothing you can do about it. Like it sucks, but it is what it is. So most of these units, I'm just going off of PvE at the moment. When we get a another like, I can't say another strong blue festival because Margrasil is very broken, right? But Bond still runs around, so it's not like you're free of Bond yet. I mean, that's what what I'm saying. Like you're not free of Bond. So when I talk about these units, I'm more so talking about PvE and stuff like that. It's up to you to decide who you want to use in PvP for green units. But I just don't think any of these green units can compete. I really don't. But going down the list, I'm really not seeing too many other units. I'm not. I'm just, let's see. Maybe this Deanne, she can be useful for something. She has the same thing as Green Arthur, by the way, where her multipliers are the same as his, just base AoE strong damage. But otherwise, yeah, not too many other units that I'm seeing. Maybe I missed some, or I breezed. Oh, wait a minute, Zaratras. I'm so glad that I didn't just skip over him. Right, he is amazing for Belmoth. Zaratras is so good. He is so good for Belmoth. It's disgusting. Like he's disgusting. Like that's how disgusting he is. I have to say like that. Disgusting. Like he is really good for Belmoth. But otherwise, like I don't really see much use for him outside of that. But he is disgusting for Belmoth. I will give him that. He is absolutely just a dominant force for Belmoth. But outside of that, I don't really see him. I have to move this really quick. Let's see. Right there. right there. I have to move this so that way it's lined up. There we go. I had to move that real quick. But yeah, outside of like Belmont, he's not really used all that much. Captain Melee for beginners is pretty good, I guess, right? But there's still dominant other greens in the game that you could use. Rugal's good, but he's probably not coming back for a while, if even. Ram, backline unit pretty much. Summer Easton, if you have her, is pretty good. This Green Elizabeth is good. Gerhard kind of sucks. She's good for sub, really, but not really. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there's not really that many green units, but I don't know. I felt like I should have started with greens and then I'll go on to red and blues. So we'll see. But again, let me know down in the comments who you're working on for your green units. If you have every green unit in your box, like, you know, you are level 60 at the bare minimum, let me know. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up for the algorithm, and you guys already know I will see you all next time.